Okay, here I am. I'm going to refinish this drum set. The color's pretty nice. It's a dark green. The Tama Rockstar. I believe it's like an 80s edition. Very high quality. I think it's 8-ply, 6 or 8-ply. Mahogany with birch in there. It has a serial number. Love the sound of this kit. Got it really cheap. As you can tell, it has rust. I'm going to take care of all that. And it's like a bluish. I thought it was green, but it's an actual blue. A blue stain. And I'm going to go for the lighter. I'm not sure what color I'm going to go for. Maybe like a yellowish tint. This is a blue. And it has all these nicks on the polyurethane. I'm gonna have to sand all this out. See, it's all cracked throughout. All that's gonna have to get sanded down. Get rid of all that, make it look nice and clean, and I'm going to decide on what with all the rust. I'll probably have to get new bolts there, but let's see what this turns out like. Maybe that natural color on the outside, maybe. What do you think? It's real dirty, it's called. I got all kinds of crap in here. Okay, here's a little trick I use to get this to go a lot faster, because you have to take all the tension rods out, and you see how rusted they are? Nasty. You got a little keychain thingy here, and you can quickly just spin it instead of spending time doing this, spinning that way, or trying to get your fingers in here, and this is a lot faster. Double keychain ring, spin. Yeah, look at that. All right, easy. Now for the rusted parts, we'll be conducting a test. You see how rusted they are here. Here we have Coca-Cola. All right, any traditional style Coke. Just take a bottle and stick it in there. All right, here we have vinegar. Distilled white vinegar. If you use any other kind of vinegar, it must be at least 24 hours that you want to leave it in there. But my fingers are all rusted now. Look at that. If I get cut, I'll get infected. We shan't get cut, shall we? Anyways, so here we're gonna test this out. We're gonna stick. There's already a few in there from the bottom. I mean, and this is the top pulse tension rods. Anyways, we'll drop one in here just to show you. All right, we'll leave that in there for 24 hours, and then this one over here, these, all right, in the vinegar. We'll see which one works best. And depending on which one cleans the best after 24 hours, we'll take the rest of these parts. See, it's all rusted in there. We'll take that and all the screws, everything that's metal that needs to be cleaned out. We'll use the appropriate fluid, Coca-Cola or vinegar. Seal that up. We'll shake it up a little bit. We'll have someone drink it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Look at all that rust coming out of that. Or is that the Coke? No, usually the fizz is white, because there's rust in there. It's already collecting. See what happens here with the vinegar. That acid is destroying the rust. We'll see what is better, Coca-Cola or vinegar. Okay, on all the other parts, the tension rods go through here to this screw, so this is always rusted. Usually, not usually, sometimes they come out. This one's not that rusted, but anyways, I'm going to clean it. Sometimes they just pop right out. But if they don't, see here. So they don't like this one does. It's kind of firm. What you can do is hit it once. That probably won't work. You can spray it with WD-40. You know, turn it, loosen it up, or just continue to bang it like I do. It's going to go down a little. Okay, but what you want to use, the perfect tool that won't ruin the threads here, are a phono plug, 1/8 inch. If it goes right in here, it won't ruin the thread because it doesn't go all the way in. See? You get a closer look at that. Oh yeah. Oh. This you can put that there with a little force. I didn't have time to get my tripod. This is something quick. Just a little force. Stick that in. Boom. It's right through. Problem solved. Loosen it up a little bit. Like that. They're stuck. Not too much force. You know, you want to use a phono plug that you're not going to be worried about, because if you mess with a good one, probably ruin it. Your guitarist will be pissed. None of your phono plugs work. Oh, hey, oh, hey. All right. Alrighty, almost there. It's a real doozy. Boom, I'll try it out. I forgot to show you what holds them in. This little plastic piece slides right in and out. Alright, make sure you get a nice little Ziploc together all these. Make sure you don't lose them. If you lose that, these tension rods are about, I've seen them anywhere from $3 to $5 each. You usually pay about $2. Tension rods that are in there. These other parts, forget about it. They can be up to, I've seen up to $60 each, as low as $20 used. Here we have another tough one. Okay, here we're starting the sanding. Do a little by hand, a little test piece, just to see. Start with the very heavy grit sandpaper. I wish I had an orbital sander, but this will do. Just to get the top layer off, and then we'll use the finer sandpaper going past the first layer. And I did a little testing on the inside here. I did the natural wood grain. I mean a natural, it's called Golden Pecan by Minwax. And then I put the yellow on top of it to see what kind of color I'd get. Anyways, let's get started. Okay, here's the paint we're going to use. It's wood stain. It's water-based, clear tint base. The advantages of this is, you know, if you're going to work indoors, you don't have the oil chemical smell throughout the house. And this is a water-based. It takes longer to dry, but it's the only one that I know of that comes in this color. It's just a yellow stain. Alright, and I tried it on some wood. You know, you want to test it out on wood before you do anything. Turn this light. Before you do anything at all, make sure that everything's going to turn out the way you plan. And it was just too much paint versus water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some water in here and do a half parts water, half paint. See how that looks. I can always just go on stronger with the paint versus the paint first and then mixing it with the water. And here's the brush I'll be using. Well, it's like a $5 brush at Home Depot. This is made for corners. I chose it because of the the stronger bristles. This will last a lot longer. A lot of cheaper ones are just like it's a cheap sponge. This is more like a rug material. Well, with so many things going on, I forgot to videotape some of the process, at least of the sanding, which was a real pain in the butt. It was not easy to get through that thick layer of paint and polyurethane. Probably looked like 10 coats, but you know, I couldn't get this here. I would, if I go in too deep, like on some parts, I was losing one of the plies of wood. But as you can see here, some of the blue remained. That's okay. It'll look like give it an aged look. Anyways, this is the first coat. I popped it up here in a broom and 2 chairs. No big deal. Nothing professional. What is it? Do it at home. And I sanded this a little, which looks good. This was all dark brass, and now the lettering and everything sticks out, which is cool. But here's the first coat. There's the half part water, and I did 15 tablespoons of the paint and brushed it on. First coat. I'll wait about 10-15 minutes, and I'll do the second coat. I'll take photos and show you the progress. Forgot to show you the tape on the inside to cover up the holes, make sure it doesn't bleed to the back of the snare. Not the back of the snare, the inside of the snare bed. Okay, here's 3 coats. 3 coats, and this is what it looks like in daylight. I thought that after coat it would cover the wood grain, but no, it's definitely a stain that works as a stain, because it really looks like a thick paint. That's why I watered it down. So imagine, this is watered down. The initial base is very thick, very like paint. That's why some of the blue came through, but that doesn't matter because the lug goes over that. Actually, the strainer goes there. The strainer goes there, you see? Alright. It's not perfect, it's my first one. But as I move along through the times, of course, this will be perfected. A few of the mistakes I learned is very careful close to the edge. See, I took out too much, starting to get down through to the next ply, which you don't want to do, obviously. Here on the edges. Alright, now what we're going to do is tape it up, tape the edges up. We're going to apply the polyurethane. Actually, no, I'm sorry, we're going to sand it down using steel wool. Alright? Get it nice and smooth. Get any imperfections out with the steel wool. I'm using the 000, and this is the fast drying polyurethane I'll be using. And I'm using fast drying because I want to put 10 coats on there. Make sure it's nice and thick, and I really don't have all week to do this. So hopefully it'll dry within the hour, and after every 30 minutes to an hour I'd keep applying up to 10 coats. We'll see how that goes. Okay, here it is with the it's getting dark now, but not really. Yeah, getting there. Anyways, here it is with about ½ an inch, a quarter of an inch, maybe to ½ an inch. I did it more on the top since I like to really tighten up the snare head, the top head, as much as possible. So I gave it about ½ an inch at the top, base at the bottom. Tape that off before putting on the polyurethane, and we'll get started. I'm using a regular brush, just the bristle tips. I'll be brushing on like this, straight using the softest portion of the tips. And then I will be sanding out with a 250 400 grit sandpaper, and then applying the next coat after 2 to 3, maybe 4 hours. Since I have a fan, maybe quicker. Just one coat, still wet, and we can get a good idea of what it's going to look like. It's completely dry, nice and shiny. I'm blown away. Totally beautiful. Double image on my car and wood grain. Phenomenal. I'm psyched. You know, musicians need good inspiration. Okay, here we have the vinegar, tension rods and vinegar. See how they look? Still kind of rusty. Doesn't look like it did much. And the water's only dirty because I poured a little Coke in there just to get this. Okay, the battery had died. The battery died on the previous recording. All right, anyways. Here we have the vinegar. There is a little bit of Coke in there. It's not that it actually cleansed the items in here. Let's see. I'll pull it out and we'll take a look. That's a little bit of Coke I poured in just to speed it up, because when you look at the Coke from here, it did a much better job. Now, I wonder if the Coca-Cola is still potent. It's still potent while, see, look at that. I don't know, let's take them on. Okay, here are the ones with that have been sitting in Coca-Cola overnight. What I'm going to do now is take a piece of aluminum and try to clean them up. As you can see there, we still have plenty of rust. Okay, does the rust come off? I don't know. Let's soak them in WD-40. Okay, and then here we have the one that spent the night in vinegar. What do you think wins? I think it's obvious. Coca-Cola won. Take a look. Yeah, these are all consistently clean. You don't see anything that's really badly. And here, you see, look at that. Wow. They're all pretty much beat up. And you can see that the rust is still coming off. Still dirty. All right, so we'll put them all back into look at that. Wow, huge difference. Coca-Cola's the winner. Leave them 24 more hours in Coke. It's amazing what Coke does to chrome and metal. Look at that. As soon as they drop in there, foam immediately. That's what happens when the pre-soaked in Coke. Okay, it makes no difference. But imagine what Coca-Cola does to the inside of our bodies. is the effect this has on metal. Pretty amazing. Let's take a look here. Great on the rust on here. Wow. Turn the additional light. Pretty damn good. Look at that. Oh yeah. Cleaned her up real nice inside. Look at these. These are gonna need some working on, I think. They definitely need to spend some more time in the Coca-Cola. Alright. Alright, here's the second coating. The second coating, polyurethane, on the snare drum. Looking good. Yeah. Getting these little suckers back in here, what's a pain in the butt. I don't know if it's really worth it. I'm definitely not going to do it for the toms. Hell no. Each one is a mission. You gotta use a screwdriver, flathead, and really work on it. And I only did that to get the rust out. But I guess it's worth it for the snare. But I do not recommend taking these out. Playing around with it, I realized the best way to do this is you take one of the tension rods. You drop this piece in here and you will grab it from the inside, barely screwing it just to pull it in. That's the best technique I found to do this. Otherwise you'll be struggling with it like I did for one or two of these till I figured it out. But still, I don't recommend that you do this because it's a pain in the butt.